Indie of the week.
Ooh.
Sorry, Ben. Just Jerry does it better.
Yeah.
And the indie of the week this week is not because I've been spending a lot of time staring at Temple of the West's upcoming Confrontation Continuum. No, sirree, Bob. It's not.
No, you don't do that every night.
No, I don't do that every day. No, I'm not constantly hitting refresh. But we're going to be taking a look at Simon Miniatures.
Oh, okay.
And I believe it is Simon, not Simon, because he is, after all, French.
Not to be confused with Simon or come on.
Yeah, because that's not how that's pronounced. That's pronounced cool many or not. They're just a website for rating people's paid jobs. That's it. Delusions of grandeur. So it's a small range. It is very much a boutique range in every sense of the word. He was a Rackham sculptor.
Oh, okay.
And then after Rackham went away, he's gone on to do stuff for Mersa, Mythic, Monolith, a whole host of companies.
That Lycan definitely has a Rackham vibe.
Oh, yeah, with Gail Bulg stabbing people up. Ski. So I was looking at these with the idea that I could probably do some additional bits and bobs for some of my forces. So I've got too much confrontation, but at the same time, not enough. Weirdly, I'm looking to round out some of my things, but they're also very good just for other agnostic, generic fantasy style games. Mm-hmm. I say that some of them are wicked impressive.
That's so cool.
So they are on the larger scale, like Confrontation was.
Okay.
You're looking more sort of 35 mil for the infantry. He does list all the heights though. So this fella here, he is one of the more expensive pieces at 48 euro. He's also 80 mil high.
Wow.
So he would be, for those who remember the Wargs of the Waxing and Waning Moons from Confrontation, the big oversized alphas who led the Wolfen, he'd be a perfect stand-in for one of those.
He's one of those, yeah.
Because it's easy to get regular sort of 40 mil style werewolves from various companies if you're after just a regular rank and file. But if you're after those big legendary types, slightly harder to come by. And he's absolutely stonking. Mm-hmm. So it's a mix mostly of Kelty-looking things and some evil, dribbly demon adjacent people for fans of Slania and Slough. You have everybody's favourite horned king gimbling around the place. This tiny shriveled Winky.
Oh God, I hadn't seen it.
Oh,
I cannot unsee.
Good times, like SpongeBob. It's just there.
Oh, there we go.
Again, absolutely gorgeous. So I mean, I have a decent set of.
Is he rocking around with a clacker in his hand?
No, it's an axe.
It's an axe.
Although
it looks like one of those
it could be
clacker things you spin around.
Yeah, it looks like a noisemaker.
Yeah, sure. It can be if you want to be.
Maybe he's a football fan.
If you want to bring back, 1930s football fans.
Oh, just as long as it's not a friggin' vuvuzela.
Well, that's certainly a way of it.
Version of the miniature,
yeah. But the work that Simon's done is absolutely gorgeous because he flicks back and forth between very elaborate, highly decorative pieces and then very minimalist. So some of the Celt type savages, they're no clothes on, beautifully, sort of simplistic sculpting with very minimal additional bits of kit on them. And then the next thing you'll see will be something like this.
More gear.
Yeah. So a hero of destruction.
I want that as a leader for a Slaves to Darkness army.
He would fit very well with my... I've got a range of Avatar of War resin stuff before they stopped making it.
Yes.
Actually, have about 300 of them in resin. I'd probably live off that for the rest of my life. And a very similar style to the armor for them, especially when you see the shield coming around.
I was going to say, I want to see the shield up close.
The shield has got a ton. Also, it's a proper demon-looking greatsword he's got there as well. Almost like the Quillians have become a pair of maws. that you can just sort of imagine clamping down when he's ran somebody right up to the hilt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But even down to the sort of the fur and the skin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the cape with all the tiny little chains on it.
Wow. I love that shield.
Oh, that's good.
I've just realised I've got the exact same miniature turntable.
That means your boutique as well, Jerry.
Yeah, if only I ever had anything to put on it and rotate and take photographs of. But I don't. I have none of those things, unfortunately. He has sort of split the stuff he does into like destruction and cannibal and stuff like that. There's Cathbad. Definitely have to have a look at Cathbad.
Oh yeah.
For fans of Irish history, is the druid who named Cuchulainn.
Oh.
And I mean, when it comes to druids doing druid things, and very Rackham vibes of perched on very spindly little rocks, it's all good. But I mean, he would easily fit into either the Cesar or the Druns for me. But then if you're playing a different style game, you're just after a wild hermit caster. I mean, look at him coming screaming out of the trees at the head of a bunch of Picts about to lamp the heads off all the Romans in town.
See, all I can hear is "Get off my land."
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, could do that.
I love all the details on the belt and all the muscle work's fantastic as well on the.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
The tiny nipple piercings.
Yep.
Wow.
Because why wouldn't you have tiny nipple piercings?
Well, it means he'll never be king. Because I'm fairly certain the piercings count as deformation. Anyway.
Oh no.
But yeah.
Note to self: don't pierce nipples if you want to be king.
But specifically in Ireland, the other thing where if you ran for king and you failed the job, they would generally like cut one of your nipples off, which meant you couldn't go back.
Run again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine in England then.
So yeah, stick to England. You can have the throne in England.
I'm amazed they haven't had that in as part of the American election process. You failed, snip.
one term. As soon as you're finished,
nipple off.
But yeah, Cathbad's an absolutely gorgeous.
That's lovely. Can we have a look at was it Canute and Otto? I think that little set.
Canute is Canute is great because it's got that sort of Russ vibe.
Yeah,
with the more sort of padded legs pushing in, and then his hunter/tracker friend. Again, these are part of the Wolf clan.
Yeah.
So, clearly in Simon's mind, he has a structure with different clans, and certain clans have certain aesthetics and themes that they fit with him. But he's great because he's got that sort of Russ comes Slavic look with the half-shaved head, and then the sort of little hair and dripping down one side. They look absolutely stunning. Very good for games like Saga, for example.
He does capture a really nice sense of motion. If you look at the guy kneeling down, I'm guessing that's Otto, just with the little loincloth just billowing in the wind.
Yeah, it is really cool. It gives you an idea of the scene that the miniatures are in, which is what you kind of want with something a little bit more bespoke like this, especially if they're going to be character models.
Yeah,
you want that kind of motion and the idea of like what it represents as well as just the miniature itself, which is cool. So very heroic.
I mean, well, this is the thing because there's so much character in the character models that if you're planning on not playing fantasy games, which is just madness in my mind. But if you're going to go that route and just pick them up for paint jobs, there's a lot that you can do with them. Even with the more simplistic sort of barbarian style. We will hit a point where I run out of videos, by the way, because his older stuff, we don't get the 360s. We just get lots of single images, which is a shame. Yeah. But again,
this is the kind of stuff this is the kind of stuff that you see Spanish painters showing off, looking amazingly well at competitions, basically. So.
Yeah, they're terrible people as well. I would love to see. Well, I'd love to see Marco paint some of these because he's a very distinctive style, and I think on these sort of elaborate yet minimalist sculpts, he could do a lot of good work. He's particular.
Oh, a zoom.
Getting spicy.
That reminds me of the time I first discovered where the zoom button lived when I was recording stuff up at the studio. It's like on a vlog. I was like, I can zoom in and zoom out. Yeah, stop doing that, Jerry. You're motion sickness.
You make everybody sick, yeah. Although, what is that like punch dagger type thing? That looks as if he goes after you, he's just going to get both lungs.
Yeah, well, it's the best way to deal with somebody. I imagine it's made out of like deer antlers.
Mm.
That would
strung together. Then you can just use it because it has that sort of textured look down like a grain.
Yeah. I like the idea that he like pins you down around your neck with the blades.
Oh yeah,
and then cuts your head off with the
like
axe.
a staple, just holding you to the ground and then behead you. I mean,
it stands up and just goes, "Wait a minute, just give me a sec."
Yeah, but he's absolutely. I mean, he's
like
cracking.
Aragorn stuck against a tree by a shield.
Can we get a look at the Lilith?
Spider Lilith. I'll do you double. We'll go with Lilith and Bial.
Okay.
Because they're both kind of creepy demons. Unfortunately, no spin arounds for Lilith. But as far as some sort of spider succuba goes, so 35 mil figure, but 60 mil tall when you include big, creepy,
legs,
spindly legs.
Hey, John, what do you think? Good representation. You can maybe use as an alternate Queen of Blades.
If you have a game for anything to put the Queen of Blades in, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Queen of Blades
since StarCraft doesn't have a game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, Zergling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could use her as that. Yeah.
Again, I don't know, but Xenos Rampant allows you to do big style games and is flexible enough that you can pretty much do whatever you want from vehicles to monsters.
You could, get yourself 3D printable Zerg somewhere.
I'm sure someone's done them.
Yeah.
And then big buddy boy fire demon Bilal. I quite like his multi-horned helm.
Yeah, that's nice.
It reminds me a bit of the Witch King from.
Oh yeah, the Witch King of Magmar.
Yeah.
Very,
very glad you remember the name.
very, very Final Fantasy.
Very Souls-esque, I'd have said.
Oh yeah, actually, Soul. I could see that as a Souls boss. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the pose is very much you've just walked into the boss fight, and he's about to give you like 5 minutes of exposition on how he's going to murder you and burn your soul.
Awoken me?
Pretty much.
Who comes into this place carrying water? It is an affront to my fire demon majesty. He just batters you round the head a lot.
Oh yeah, imagine that with like a volcanic sort of lava magma skin.
We'll have to do Minos because I know you like a Minotaur. And look at that, as far as a big bull-headed guy goes.
Oh wow, he's huge.
He is 100 mil tall and the biggest.
Wow.
And many would say bestest.
Chunky.
I mean, he's absolutely... The nice thing about him being so ridiculously big is giants. I mean, running him as a giant instead of just like a regular Minotaur. Although, if he'll fit on a 50 mil base, I'll get him into a lot of games, I tell you that. And it looks like he's got a regular sort of stride on him there, so he'll probably even fit on a 40. That'd be good.
Some of the tiny details that this sculptor does are just insane. The little van braces with the knotwork on it. Really nice.
There are so many of those on the Celt Caesars and Druns. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I've seen people paint them up as metal and people paint them up as just knotted leatherwork, and both work for it. And when you're dealing with some sort of massive creature like this, where you've got a lot of uncovered skin, shall we say, when you do have the little additional details like the big belt buckle or the van braces or whatever it happens to be, to break things up, it's a real beautiful.
Even on the shin guards as well. And tiny little bits of armor just at the top of the tail.
Well, he doesn't want anybody to dock his tail. That'd be terrible. Then he couldn't swish flies away. And how annoying would that be in life? If I go kadank.
I see the words Beowulf, so you need to click on Beowulf.
Right, I have to click on Beowulf, do I? Leshen?
I think that is pretty much a Leshen. I think we may have actually found a Leshen. I think.
Oh my god!
Dead, so,
how cool would that be? So Lothar to
Beowulf.
Again, interesting combo, like a barbarian, Tyrion, and Teclis. One does the cutting, the other does the magicking.
While still being able to stab you up.
Exactly that, just like Teclis. He just had his magic sword of, I'm going to hit you on twos, make your life a misery. But yeah,
so cool.
It's it's interesting because we don't see a huge amount of fantasy barbarian armies kicking around from people.
That's very true, actually. Yeah.
Which I think is greatly a great shame, I suppose.
Mm.
Weirdly, 10 mil. There's a couple of companies doing them in 10 mil.
Yeah.
So Spellcrow, Cobblestone Castings and stuff to it. But for a proper 28 mil or poser scale barbarian Conan-esque army, you never really see them.
Obviously these are slightly larger, but if you're going to be doing a big mass battle game, sometimes your character models tend to be bigger anyway. Yeah. You could use these with something like the North Star Barbarian kits and use them as the basis for your plastic, the rank and file of your army.
I completely forgot about them because every time I see them, they're painted obviously in sort of greys and browns, because they're frost gravy based. A lot of people use them for that. So even the box art is blue greys and that sort of. So, but in my head, I always think Conan, sand, desert, hot things.
Yeah.
And I never even thought of the barbarians existing for 28s in that. But yeah, that is a plastic, and they've done a second box of those as well, haven't they?
They did female and male.
Female and male, yeah.
So you could mix and match those two together to make your rank and file. Use these as your characters, and then throw in some of the bigger monstrous creatures as your kind of big beasts, like the hell deer and
like the Leshen, which comes as regular hell deer or can be used as a mount for this fellow. Wow. Excuse me. It's so gorgeous. It sucked all the air from my lungs. But yeah,
the thing that I like about that is that if you're going to be diving into doing something to do with like the Fey realms or something as the kind of the basis of your army or your collection or your warband, or maybe even in a role-playing game, because the Fey realms, you can either go like nice and pretty, or you can do, no, this is really weird and twisted because nature has taken over everything. And you could have like these sort of twisted sort of fairy creatures, sort of going back to that kind of old version of the mythos and stuff.
Well, I mean, Osprey's upcoming Doomed game.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine one of these coming out of the trees as a twisted radioactive hell deer.
Yeah.
He looks so happy as well. That's what he looks like. He's a happy man.
That would be really weird if he like came out of the clearing and then just bleated like a normal deer.
And these sort of followers of Cairns, they've lived too long, or they've just not learned to die yet. Again, even adding in as champions for plague bearers.
Yeah.
This is why we learn very quickly: do not touch things in tombs. Otherwise, this happens.
Do not walk into the glade and touch the stone.
Or into the barrow and steal that magical sword.
Oh no, if you didn't steal a magical sword, you don't kill Witch King. Because if I hadn't been for that, all bets were off. Oh my god,
there are so many.
Unfortunately not, there's only one more little page.
Oh.
And then
I want to see Siegfried.
You want to see Siegfried?
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like painted.
That is very...
Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm also going to open Lord Death then.
That is very Mercer.
Yeah.
Is Siegfried. That is very much in line with
with
that style and design and aesthetic and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to get a look at least one of them paint it, because it's good seeing it in just bare, but whenever you see someone who's done a really good paint job on it, you can really start to pick out some of those amazing details that have been worked in. I mean, look how fine and delicate the fur is on that cape.
I like seeing it done in black, actually, like that, rather than it being kind of like a wolf pelt, like a typical wolf pelt. I think that's really nice.
It's like he's just skinned a big black bear.
Could be a big black wolf.
Possibly. Absolutely
one of those creepy direwolf type things.
Yeah. Oh man,
very good for red Karnak.
38 mil. There we go. Not too bad.
Big
Lord
fellow.
Death
on his deathly unicorn of deathliness.
You don't play chess with him on the beach.
No, you do not. Or if you do, count all your fingers afterwards.
And it looks like he has a flayed skin cape. Fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Why would you not? Oh, I need to find the butcher. Oh, there he's there.
What is
Butcher Cannibale?
Okay, I thought that was a small child on his shoulder.
No, don't worry. It was a fully grown adult. But
yeah,
he uses every part of the bull, so to speak.
It reminds me a lot.
I think you're meaning to say.
Yeah. It reminds me very much of Adrian Smith did that Well, he created that world, and he did the game called
Help
Hate.
or Hate. That's
Was
it.
it
Yeah.
Hate?
Hate. Yeah.
It very much reminds me of that kind of aesthetic there as well. You could
Wouldn't
see that
surprise
sort
me
of built
because
into
there
that
was
story.
a board game by somebody, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think did Simon do it?
Cool Mini or not?
See, I nearly do some of these as like, characters for your Kingdom Death Monster games.
Yeah,
because they have that right style, that right vibe.
Yeah,
actually, the more
again,
I look at
as
these,
John said, the kind of Dark Soulsy, Elden Ringy vibes there as well. I think definitely with these.
The more I look at these, the more I'm thinking, why not do them for post-apocalyptic? Humanity has completely fallen. It's the future, and barbarian cannibal tribes are just living out in the hills.
Oh yeah.
Don't leave your settlement.
The hills have eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes they took from everyone else.
Tiny cannibal monk.
Is that someone summoning a demon? Efrat?
Probably.
Putting a big tentacle out of the ground.
Oh, wow.
This one's interesting because Sinister, you don't really get the idea of what Sinister is from that angle on the paint job.
It's just Sinister.
But Sinister is some sort of creepy...
Oh,
creepy, what to call it, flesh shipping.
Yeah.
Just the thing.
Man. I do like the idea of running with this kind of like post-apocalyptic hellscape Earth, where it's like it is our future. So you do have people rocking around with guns and all sorts of different things, but you also have these people who have like summoned up these strange hellish creations.
Completely succumbed.
Yeah.
Honestly, that just looks like a genetic experiment gone wrong.
Yeah.
Went into the laboratory, broke a valve, it's just like, whoops, I am beastie now.
And there you go, Ben. Because it's you, there is a dwarf.
Elric and Lucius.
He's got that kind of elven feel from the Cadwallon line, certainly.
Very nice.
Beautiful work from the sculptor.
Yeah.
Kudos
indeed.
He's a talented fellow. Come close, I'll stab your eye out. Well, actually, it won't. He can't reach your eye. Stab somewhere else, wherever he can reach.
And there you go. There's the summoning of the creature. Yeah.
Now, what do we know? We know never summon before you've learned bind. But invocating Chthon. Yeah, yes. Definitely do not summon any of Chthon or its children.
I've been in enough weird websites to know where this is going.
No comment. Moving away.
But yeah.
Although, Cannibal, is that another dwarf?
Yeah.
Ben only gets one though.
Oh,
yeah, I only get one. Yeah.
Oh, you get the cute one, not the one that'll stab you and flay you and nom nom nom.
He's got the
the Edward Scissorhands thing going on.
Yeah, which is very good for doing hair cutting and stuff.
I love the pale skin thing. It's something that I like doing with grimdark stuff. He's doing like very white, pale, like vampiric skin.
They don't get out much.
Yeah.
Well, they can't. Sunlight burns so much these days in the post-apocalyptic future.
They're coming up with such a cool world.
This is why the most valuable thing in the entire world now is vitamin D pills.
That would be amazing. Vitamin D, a whole host of barbarians that we haven't looked at. But
forget bottle caps.
He's and again he's a very Durs feel for confrontation fans.
The face is very Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah, he's gone full Tony.
Just needs some Chianti bean. No, fava beans.
Fava beans and a nice Chianti.
And a nice Chianti. Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
But yeah. If people are after a range of demonic elves or freaky barbarians, then I think it's definitely worth checking out Simon's stuff. He also has a little blog spot, which he hasn't updated in a while, but if you just want to see some larger pictures of some of his stuff.
Too busy sculpting incredibleness.
Yeah. This is, I've got his Molochs. So there are some larger pictures here and some of the stuff he's done for other companies as well, where you can see sort of the, I would say the progression of his style. But obviously,
Mr. Tumnus went bad.
He had well, that's available on that page. Very good for Kings of War for my herd army. But yeah, you can see where his sort of style started back with Rackham, and he sort of refined and stuck with it. So many. It's really bad me looking at old Rackham miniatures because it just makes me sad I don't own them all.
It's dangerous that his style works so nicely with Boris's work as well, I think.
Oh yeah, very much.
Things could go very, very badly for people's wallets. I see.
So, but yeah, he's one of a handful of creators out there sort of servicing the confrontation community.
Very cool.
So yeah,
awesome.
It's nice to see, and going to hurt my wallet. What else am I going to spend money on? Electricity bills, please.
Oh, food, phone bills? No. Doctor's bills? No.
No, none of that. Well, we don't have those. It's quite good. Right, that's enough of our indie. We're going to take a quick swish, and when we come back, checking out all the news from the last week.